much I can, like, I had to get my act together a lot, I think, especially after the shock of moving to, like of everything that happened.
Mhm.
But it's been an important lesson, and I think, like, also I've been incredibly proud of what myself and my team have been able to pull together.
Okay. How has this experience of building a capstone project been for you?
On a positive note, it's different.
What do you mean?
It was a little stressful at times, but just like you said, when you keep grinding and you realize what you know and you realize what you don't know, then you can reach out to people to help you fill the gaps. And the fact that we have, or should I say, I have a lot of, friends and people that I can reach out to that, I trust and can actually help me. It was a positive thing.
Yeah, those time capstone is also time to build those ties as well, and strengthen them. Cool. Anybody else? The lower half, like I have the people that are participating at the top, lower half.
I learned a lot about working through problems that you might not have the answers to. Like, you can't just like Google or look at Stack Overflow.
Mm-hmm. What's like an example of that?
I don't really know. I don't have a good answer for
that. Yeah, but like
generally,
yeah.
Sorry, no. I mean, there might be. Maybe I'm just bad at Googling, actually. But yeah, like there's just some answers I had, like with the way I was was doing stuff with the I can't really remember like a specific example, but it was something I think having to do with yep, no, can't think of it.
Yeah, sometimes Googling can be hard. Sometimes you know you have a problem, but you don't know, you might not know how to sort of ask the question. Because in Google, you basically have to ask the question. And to ask a question of Google, sometimes you have to ask it in a very succinct way, and that's hard to figure out sometimes. And that's where then, I guess that's the area where Google will never replace a human being. Like, you can ask that question of any of your peers or the instructional staff, and we'll be able to help better. So cool. And yeah, Googling can be a skill, a learned skill. I think you're doing it every time you put something in, every time you search something in Google.
Additionally, I found that it takes, like, you can luck into things over the course of time. Like, I found actually just from continually searching on broadcasting and streaming through various different means, an article written in April that gave me the keys to get what I've got up on the road right now. So
yeah, like it's all about also, yeah, that drive. Like, if you keep at it, you're gonna get it at some point. And, the thing is, like, the human psyche just tends to give up easily. I know that has been true for me in the past. But you just need to, do a little bit more, do one more hour, 10 more minutes, and stuff like that. And I think that's something that I have learned, like, I think during my time here at Pursuit as your instructor, that, seeing all of you come to this point, by just doing that, keeping at it, and putting in every day a little bit, and yeah, that's something that I know that it's sort of true to all areas of life. If you just keep at it consistently, you're gonna get what you want. Cool, but I want to hear from other people as well. Cameron, what do you think? Well, how has this experience of building a capstone project been for you?
It's hard to describe, I guess. I think I just kind of went into it thinking I wanted to make something really good or as good as what I saw when I first saw 5.0's capstones and stuff like that. I was really just trying to mimic that, and like, I don't know, I felt like before I knew how to do all that stuff, I wanted to have that wow factor that I got when I was watching people, create their capstone. And it felt different when I learned everything. It was like, I don't know, I didn't feel the same energy. Maybe because I knew it now and it wasn't as like, new and impressive. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's like whenever someone else sees it, they're like, "Wow, that's so great." It's like, "Oh yeah, we've been doing this for a year." Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess like I realize I'm probably hungry to learn more new things over and over and over again.
That's cool. That's exciting. Yeah, I think a comment I have there is, and this has been also true for me. Like, I always think that everybody else is better than me, and that they're able to do everything else better than me, and that their apps are better than mine, and all of that. And I think it is kind of because of what you said. Like, know how it works under the hood, basically, and like, for instance, if you go right now and visit those 5.0 or any previous demos, you're going to be able to pretty much tell how they built those apps because you are building them now. But yeah, it is easy to sort of drift in that thought about like there's always something more, there's always something better. I could have done better here. And I think, yeah, I mean, everyone is different. I know that has been something that has haunted me sometimes. But yeah, like I think it's about checking where you are now and where you were in the past, a few months back, and sort of like seeing almost sort of like, I don't know, almost sort of like looking down from where you came, and maybe looking up still to see where you want to go, but maybe not as much to, I guess, compare ourselves. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing that, Cameron. I think that was very thoughtful. Anybody else wants to go?
Can I call somebody?
Sure.
Dante.
We can't hear you yet.
Hello?
There. Yep.
Oh, wow. That actually works wired. Nice to know. Morning. Well, it's been rough for me personally. And I really think I didn't really do as much as I could have.
More.
It's just been an awkward experience, really. Like coming home, getting to building an app, but it's like I'm really not there mentally because it's like I really just need to sit down and relax and sleep. But thing is, I signed up for this, so I was like, I just have to do something. I have to put some work on the table. I can't really just leave everything to my group and such. But yeah, life is life. I really can't share much more. But we put something together, so I guess that's a plus.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think what you said, like you signed up for this, and you're putting in what you can, and you're staying at it. And I'm sure that whatever it is you're putting in, the time you're dedicating, you are doing your best in that. So thank you for sharing that.
Can I shout out that group? Because
Yes.
I just checked your channel, your Slack channels, and I know for a fact, Dante, you probably didn't sleep last night because you were up at 2:14 talking about some merging or something or the other. So that's
Nice
why.
conflicts.
So
Yes, shout
I
out to
feel like you're doing your best. So I appreciate that. I'm sure your peers appreciate
shout out to Group 7.
And just to add on to what Dr. said, I think this whole project was a learning experience. We spent a lot of time like learning new stuff, especially like none of us were comfortable with like doing redogs. But the fact that we still did it and we had to constantly learn more about it.
Queen of Resilience speaks.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
that. And
I actually feel like a giant review, to be honest, of everything we did.
it's a review, it's a learning experience where you learn new technologies. And yeah, I think actually it's something that I wanted to highlight from what Dante said. It's rough. It is rough. I don't think Capstone is not rough for anyone. Capstone is rough and it's tough, and you might feel sometimes like giving up, and all that. But that is also what helps you build your resilience, build sometimes even build character, on who you are going to be as a software engineer. So yeah, despite the toughness, despite the roughness, I'm glad to see that you didn't shy away, and you're here, you're grinding every time. So yeah, cool. This, you want to clone somebody else?
Sure. Maybe O'Neill.
No. So yeah, it's much the same thing as Dante was saying. Distracted mostly with like other stuff like work and coming home and making sure you're, at least I'm not, didn't carry anything in. Try to decide like when to like de-stress and just sit down and just like not do anything and just like reevaluate, I guess. And then just like go back into coding. After a while, it just became more of I guess became more of a more struggle because it's like there's no real escape from anything. There's no real time to sit down and just relax. You just gotta go back in, come back home, sit down, then start coding the parts that I'm responsible for. But also it's been a good learning experience for me. What it has taught me how simulate how it might be in the workforce where we go in knowing JavaScript, but the stack might be primarily in Python, so we have to learn as we're building it. So with working with React Native, it's very similar to JavaScript, but you have to learn as I'm making the app, and it's a lot of trial and error, like a lot of Googling and see what this error might be, how this person did this way, and just simulate how it might be in an actual workplace. So it's been somewhat of a learning experience, but also a test of how, I guess, commitment to working on a long-term project.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing all that. I think from there, I want to highlight two things. One, shout out to anyone who is going out there, working out, like, going out and because they have to work. It's an insane responsibility, and I think every one of you that does that. So that's one. Two, yeah, and in terms of yes, you learn JavaScript here, and you learn JavaScript here, and when you get a job, you might be doing C++, you might be doing Python, you might be doing Java. I had two of my friends graduate with me. They're doing Ruby. The first job was Ruby on Rails, and Ruby in general. And I realized that that can be that can feel demotivating a little bit. That can feel what's the right word? I think that can feel daunting. That can feel like oh, I don't know, like I'm struggling learning JavaScript. How am I gonna learn another language? But it's all about like not letting that occupy your mind. Intimidating. That's correct. Thank you, Josh, for the word. It can be intimidating. But the key is like not letting your mind be occupied with worrying about that. Instead, just focus on the one thing you know. If you know a little bit of JavaScript, doesn't matter how much you know, just focus on learning JavaScript. And later on, I hope this is a realization that you all will have. I think I've had a glimpse of it. But later on, 1 or 2 years from now, you're gonna realize, oh, it's actually kind of like the same thing. Like there's for loops, there's if statements, and there's objects, and I can call functions, and I can invoke methods, and then you'll start to realize, oh, actually, like it doesn't really matter what language I have learned first, because most of the concepts, like say 90% of the concepts, apply to all the other languages that are used in the industry. Yeah, so don't feel intimidated by that. Just learn JavaScript, know it well, know how to build apps in it, and then when you have to build an app on another language, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to say, oh, how do I do this? I know how to do in JavaScript. Now how can I do it in Python? And that's a question you can ask Google. Like how to see the database on like Ruby, for instance, or how to build a web server in Python, and so on. So yeah, so those are the two things that I wanted to highlight there. So thank you for bringing that up.
Can I share? I just
Yep.
want to say, like, one thing that I noticed about y'all and that I draw from what the people who've shared so far is being hungry to learn new things with endurance. That is what will build your character as a developer. And I've seen all of you all do that throughout the year, and I can see the developers that you have become, and it's wonderful. Even if you feel like you're not where you need to be, I know you're much farther along than you realize.
I think that made me remember of something that was shared in the chat with Andy Dunn, where he said, "You are your biggest enemy," and that really resonated with me because I do realize that, and sometimes we even get in our own way to do things, especially maybe sometimes I know myself overthinking and letting my mind be worried about things instead of doing the little bit I can. So if you're anything close to that, have that in mind. We are our worst critics, and can be our worst enemies. So, yeah. Cool. I think I want to hear one more.
Well, I could share.
Sure.
Mine just is it's just all the problems we came across, like bugs and things like that. We would have not came across unless we've actually done a project and kind of went outside of our comfort zone. We could have just stuck with things we know already and built things around that, but we try to be a little ambitious. And sometimes that's bad. You're gonna fail, but even through the failures, you can learn things, and that's okay. And so all the things we came across, it makes for good good stories and interview stories, things like that. So we can always draw upon our failures and talk about it later on.
Definitely. Yep.
Can we hear from one more person, Aleo?
Sure. Actually, before that, I wanted to, Janesh speaking also made me remember about there's that the quote that he shared with us on a hackathon, as well as now when he rang the gong, that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And I was thinking, I really, really like the quote. I'm generally into philosophy. I have never read Seneca, definitely in my list. But I kind of think, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about you as a class, and how you are preparing, you are preparing for when the opportunity comes. You're seeking opportunities. Being part of Pursuit will bring opportunities. Being who you are will bring opportunities. Even just getting prepared itself will bring opportunities. So just I kind of see it as like sort of maybe 50-50, where 50% is you getting prepared and 50% is the opportunity. But you can influence that as well. Like through your preparation, you can make your 50% of preparation more like 70% or 80%, where you leave less and less to randomness, basically, and when you put in yourself out there. So keep that in mind. Like that's what you're doing. You are getting prepared. If you keep getting prepared, the opportunity will come. You keep seeking those opportunities, it will meet you. So just wanted to bring that back. That's a yes. Who else would you suggest?
I want to hear from Aranza.
Mm-hmm.
Aranza?
Yes, I knew you were gonna call on me.
I know you did. That's why I called on you.
Oh, jeez. I mean, despite everything that's happening in the world and like my group's own responsibilities, we managed to still come together and learn things on the fly. Like we wanted to learn how to use, or we wanted to implement context API. So we did. We learned how to do that. We wanted to use hooks. Yeah, we've learned them in class, but none of us were really comfortable using it. And that's something we were able to implement in our code. Besides that, like there were a lot of other things that we had to learn on the go. And I think that it showed all of us what we're capable of if we really dedicate time to learning something. What else do I want to say? There's also this feeling of like, there's always room for improvement. And it's okay if like your app, I guess, doesn't do everything that you want it to do, but because that's where we're at right now. But we're definitely just still proud of what we've been able to accomplish. And that's all I gotta say, Dessa.
Thank you. Cool. Thank you very much for everyone who shared. One last chance, anyone?
I want to hear from everybody, but
Well, how many people do we have left? We can hear from everyone.
Let's do it.
Cool. Let's do it.
I nominate
Follow people.
Who you nominate, Jonathan?
Brianna.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Let's lower the stake. It doesn't have to be inspirational. It doesn't have to be your own personal experience.
This capstone time for me has been quite an experience. To say that I'm running on E is to be putting it lightly, but I am forging ahead with everything that I can give, not wanting to let my teammates down. I wish that there was another, there was more that I could give, but with the whole COVID pandemic thing, that switched my job to a whole nother type of realm of craziness and busyness. So going from that to pursuit and fulfilling my capstone duties basically every single day has been very hard. But it's also been rewarding. I was able to learn things, being able to, I wasn't the best or greatest with hooks, but I have two group mates who were, and that forced me to now go in and learn hooks so that I can be able to bring my code up to the same level and keep it consistent across the app. I was able to dabble and learn new things like being able to create a notification system with SendGrid, be able to implement like gamification stuff with badges and charts. So it was a learning experience. I wish I had more time like the previous group projects so I can be able to put my all in. But with Capstone, I'm doing the best that I can, and I hope that I hope that everyone else, including my teammates, feel like I did a good job and see that I'm doing the best that I can with what I'm producing.
That was so eloquently spoken.
Yes, it was. Thank
You did a good job, Brianna. Don't worry.
And
You did it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think something that made me think was, yeah, I'm sure you're doing the best job you can, and I'm sure that that's true also for the rest of you. And I kind of think like you mentioning like, yeah, you wish you could even give even more. It's sort of like that sort of our self sort of critic behind like our little, I guess, voice in our heads thinking we can give more, we can give more. And that is, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing too. Yeah, I'm sure everyone has been putting the best they can, given the circumstances. It's not easy times. You're gonna be able to tell the story about building an app through COVID-19 remotely, and yeah, it's just happening that we won that lottery. Cool. Thank you, Rihanna. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit jealous of Brianna because she's been getting to learn and really doing well with technologies that we haven't used yet, like SendGrid, she said, and there's a visualization module that we're adding on. But and yeah, I mean, yeah, she's been knocking it out of the park. But on my end, I've been learning a lot in terms of how to incorporate a CSS library like Bootstrap in along with a framework like SAS CSS. So just trying to integrate different modules together and just thinking outside the box a lot, and making things work or not. That's been a big learning experience.
Cool. Cool. We are trying things out. Thank you.
I have to turn off my camera, guys, because I'm slowing down. My connection is slowing down.
Likely story.
What was that? What was that?
I need to open my window. It's getting hot in here.
Did we hear from Sergio? Yes.
No, I didn't say anything.
Huh?
It's your time.
It's my turn.
Yo.
Okay, Capstone. I think through this experience of doing Capstone, I kind of really kind of fell in love with coding at some point. Like, since now I was like kind of enjoying it, but I think I really when we got to pick our project and to relate it to our interests field, I think the kind of the drive that we had to make this project and also my group was in the personal sense really easy to work with, and the communication was always there. We always knew what was going on with everybody. We were like connected and working in something that was beautiful for us to do, and yeah, I mean, like it's been good. It's been also hard. Like if you see the hour of the commits last night, it's like insane. But I mean, I don't know. It's just like I think that there's a combination between like kind of a language and a machine, and how the coding works, that and how a team also like kind of merges their efforts. And I think it's been a great experience, and I'm also really tired and willing to pause it for a while, and but it's been a great company to for this like lonely and social distance times. I think coding is the thing to do.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, from there I wanted to highlight to one thing is that you said like you fell in love with coding and with code, and I think that that can happen for everyone. I think, and also if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. It doesn't have to happen for everyone, but I think it can. And I think the way in which that happens is by exploring areas of your own interest and seeing how can you connect those with the skills that you're learning now. I think in Sergio's case, it was music, I think. And being able to code, like connect code to music has done that. And I think everyone has something like that in other areas. Just find something you're really into, see how can code do something with that, and you will fall in love. Similar to how Sergio did. So thank you for that. Let's hear from Khadija.
With everything going on, Capstone has been alright, I guess. Just working through it and learning new things, trying to like implement hooks and like stuff for our app that we've never used before.
Mm-hmm. What has been the toughest part?
I guess like scheduling time to like meet up because everybody has like different things going on.
Cool, thank you. Let's go with Kathy.
With who?
Kathy. Yep.
You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, this whole process was, I guess, like it was very difficult, cause like Khadija said, like we all had like different schedules, and having to learn context, and at the same time, and it was like pretty difficult. I don't know what to say, to be honest.
What has been I think something that you learned that you're not gonna forget. It can be code, it can be otherwise.
I guess it's working together. We all have different styles of code, and like having to learn each other's code was pretty difficult because and I learned a lot, especially like looking at Giselle's code. Like she codes way different than I do, so I did learn a lot from her.
Let's go with Chuck. Shock, we can't hear you. Oh, now maybe.
Could you hear me?
Yep.
Well, so what I learned most from this experience was really just kind of like what Cameron said earlier. Like I came into Capstone really wanting to like do like basically build an app that would like make a lot of money or put it on the store and like become, you know, like the next Google or next Facebook, that kind of thing. But then like as I started, I kind of realized that I had to kind of like make reasonable expectations in terms of what we are able to do and make goals that are attainable and be able to actually like work on something concrete. I feel like I did not give as much as I wanted to the Capstone project because of, you know, a bunch of different things going on at the same time, compounded by the fact that coronavirus, you know, became a thing too. But I'm pretty proud as to what we've built so far, and I feel given more time, we'll be able to really continue to refine this process and make something that eventually we'll be proud of. You know, not that we're not proud of it already, but something that would be like a defining thing of like the start of our careers, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Who should we go with?
Giselle.
Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to find my actual Zoom window thing. I have no idea where it went. But you guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Capstone it's been a learning experience. Definitely, as my other team members have said, we've all, I think we should be proud of ourselves, like Arantxa had mentioned, because we are learning new things and you don't really know what you're capable of until you actually have to learn it. And, you know, you set aside that time to do so and you realize how far you've come. Obviously, I do wish we could be like super geniuses and like go even further, but you know, everything takes time. And it's been great getting our, I don't know, getting our feet wet or whatever the phrase is. And I've enjoyed working with my team. We all collaborate well. We all speak out, and it's yeah, I nothing but good things to say about Capstone. It's really a great way to compile everything we've learned, like I said, and reflect on how far we've came and how far we want to go. And that's it.
Thank you for sharing. We're almost there. Let's go with Savita.
Capstone has been challenging. Yeah, Capstone has not been easy. There is the anxiety of like measuring myself against what other people are doing or hearing what other people are talking about and then feeling like my project isn't as good. But in comparison to where I was before Capstone started and what my team and I have been able to accomplish now, it just makes me know that not everybody's journey goes at the same pace, but eventually we'll all end up in the same place. So it may take some of us longer or it may take some of us shorter, but at some point we'll all be at the same level. So it's just not giving up and to continue to try.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and I think that sort of that concept of everyone has their own journey and there's feedback loops and also sort of inspire the new Pursuit logo, where it's like that P going in a circle, where yeah, you're gonna go up and then you're gonna think, oh, maybe I'm not going the right way, and you're gonna turn around and then and then but lately you end up going up. And if you keep at it, and yeah, the other thing that I wanted to highlight there is, yeah, I think that's the best comparison is comparing oneself to your yesterday self, your 2 or 3 months away, before self, and glad to hear that that's one of the reflections. So thank you for sharing that, Skita. Let's go with Michael.
Uh, um, I guess everything has been, it's been a lot of up and down. Not gonna lie, there's been a lot of good news for me. So, uh, but yeah, it's been tough to manage my time. I really like the team I work with. I mean, good friends, so it helps. But also, like, I learn a lot from other people, like especially when coding. So, like, just seeing other people's styles of coding and like being on the, I guess, journey together is pretty cool, especially during like times like these where it's trying us individually. But yeah,
What has been the toughest part for you personally?
um, to be honest, it was the beginning of this whole capstone. Um, it was really scary. Like I had left my job in January, and I was really like anxious and scared that I wasn't gonna be able to get a job, and me leaving my job was dependent on that, and so that gave me like a lot of anxiety. But worst of all was like my mom and my grandmother got sick from they had COVID, but luckily they my mom retested recently and she came out negative, so she's clear. My grandmother's also clear. Still waiting to hear back on like my uncle and my cousin. But yeah, everyone seems to be fine. Yeah, yeah. Like the beginning of Capstone, I was just like really scared, really anxious, and it was kind of hard. But yeah, everything seems to be going like better with time. So yeah.
Well, thank you
Also,
for
I just
sharing
want
that.
my capstone project is one of the like most I don't know how to say, but like it's reassured my passion for like technology. It's reassured my interest in coding, and I know that this is something I want to do because this is an actual project that I like work on in my own time just for fun, kind of like what Andy Dunn was talking about. He was talking about like when he works on pumpkin pie, it was like exciting, but like when he works on other stuff, it's like boring, and that's how I feel about this project.
It's good to hear. Thank you for sharing all of that. Yeah, and, I'm glad your mom and your grand are better. Yes, and I second what Jonathan said. Prayers going out to the rest of your family being affected.
Oh, thank you guys.
Well, thank you for sharing that. We're almost there. Let's go with Peter.
Hey, I enjoyed working on Capstone a lot. I got put in a group with people with like really similar interests as me, so that made making like a passion themed project pretty. I mean, the project wasn't easy, but it made picking a thing to work on very easy. I did notice that I do not like working from home. That would be one of my bigger takeaways from this. That I'm not. I didn't enjoy like doing the work this way and not having the actual community and group to interact with in person. But But other than that, like my capstone experience was really good. I feel like I learned a lot. I had to learn about new things on the front end and audio, which was pretty interesting for me. And I really like the app that we came up with.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, working from home, tough, definitely. And yeah, it can be, it's okay that it's okay not to enjoy it. It is tough. Thank you for sharing that. What else do we have left? Suzette. Haven't heard from you.
So I agree with Peter. Working from home sucks. But it has allowed me to kind of take the bull by its horns and teach myself a lot of the things that I don't know, and that's what I've pretty much been doing for my whole capstone project, just like catching up on all the material that most of the class knows, so I can be proficient and like implement all the like hooks and things like that on whatever we're doing. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Pupil.
Well, to be honest, at the beginning, I wasn't really feeling capstone at all. Like I wasn't really motivated to kind of work on a project with like everything going on. Like I've been like doing more hours at work. Like a couple of my family members, like one of my uncles, he actually died from the virus. So that I had to go through that, and like my dad, he's like currently overseas. He's like trapped over there. He can't fly out. So, but at least he's like with like his family over there. But like, I guess as I was like working on the project, just getting my little triumphs and victories, it kind of motivated me to work harder on the project. As in, I've seen my efforts kind of be rewarded in a way, in like the little things that I was able to do. And like, I guess that kind of made me kind of more grateful for my position, like as being a person who still is able to work. And like, actually this week I was able to take a break from work too. So that kind of helped me to be able to put more work into it. And like, I guess I think I'm satisfied with like the amount of like where the app is currently. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that, like so honestly and so candidly. And yeah, but I'm sorry about your uncle. I hope your dad can come soon. I think last but not least, Brianne.
Hi. So being the last one, literally I think everyone has said everything that I think, but I've had a pleasant like capstone experience. I love my group. It's been like super fun working with them. For me the biggest thing was just finding the motivation to code, like being at home. Like I just wanted to binge watch TV, eat, like I didn't even want to code. I just was over it. This was like the first time that I've worked on something for longer than a week, like, and especially on a group. So like normally I would work on something and like the week would be over and I'm like, okay, never looking at that again, like I'm done. But with this one, it's like if we find a better way to do things, we can actually refactor the way that we did it, because we had longer time to work on it, and like we're gonna continue to work on it. So I don't know, I feel like the experience kind of gave us a taste of what it would be like to work like at a company or something, because you're constantly coding, working on stuff, and is like realistically we're not gonna ever work on one thing for a week and then never look at it again. So I feel like it gave me a taste of like the real world, and I honestly had fun. I feel like it would have been way more fun had it not been remote. But yeah, I had a good experience.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, is definitely different from in person. Um, and there's something else that I wanted to highlight there. Yeah, sorry, I completely blanked out. But thank you for sharing that, Ian. Thank you for that. Thank you for your energy as well. That that's saying hi. Cool. So anyone else wants to add?
I'm just.
No, I want.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Sergio.
No, I just wanted to add that. Yeah, that is a really um, great time for every one of us because we're kind of in the culmination of a process, and like we've been all involved in this learning experience and this training. And right now, it's time to, I don't know, to kind of harvest, harvest what we saw, and like go for anything that you are interested into. And with the base that we already have, we can basically do anything. And we just need, I mean, every single one of us proved that whenever we try to accomplish something, maybe it takes a lot of hours, but we have a great base to pursue anything, and that's incredible. And we should all feel really proud of ourselves and go for more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super proud of you guys. You're right, Sergio. You said it.
Yeah. I still remember when I met you. When you came for, I think it was not the first day. It was like just come meet your peers. Yeah, incredible how that time flies where you are now. So yes, super proud of you all.
I remember Alejo, I went in the HOV lane.
Oh
Remember?
yeah. I remember you got a ticket for that, right?
No, I didn't get a ticket, but I asked you what you think about that. That's how we went.
And I think I had recently gotten my driver's license, so yeah, that was fun. Cool. So,
Wait,
I will. Yeah.
Sorry, Leho. Wait, you said you were proud of everybody?
Yes, I am.
Who are you the proudest of out of everybody?
Wait a minute. Wait.
You can't have me choose.
Is that Owen?
We all know that's a no-brainer.
I think we all deserve to know. And why is it me?
I think, seeing everyone like advance and move from where you were to where you are. I think I don't think it can be measured really. Like it could be measured like in a form and in senses, but it can't really be measured because it's yourself. It's a measure that only you can make also, of how far you've come. And I think, yeah, I mean, maybe numbers we could, measure that, but the value of that wouldn't be very meaningful. So yeah, I'm really, really proud of you.
I have an answer to your question, Owen. I know you asked Aleo, but I have an answer to your question.
Wait, don't answer it. I was just joking. Please don't ruin my day.
No, no, I have an answer and I want to answer it. This whole class is a community, like a diamond, and each one of you are a facet of that diamond. Together, you shine as developers, as the best that Pursuit has to offer the world right now. That's what I see. So to answer your question, who am I most proudest of? I'm proudest of that diamond that you all individually are a facet of. And come together, it's beautiful to see what you guys have collectively accomplished from day one, from day zero to now. And I can't wait to see what you will accomplish in the future.
That sounds good.